happening now. The second mass shooting in the United States in 2 days. What is it with the U.S. and our guns? It's one thing to worry about the victims, to say, I pray for you. It's another to do something about it. I say this as an American, as a Christian. This is not normal. It's not normal. It's become normal. It's not normal. We're not shocked the way that we should be when this happens anymore. And there's a whole generation of people growing up, kids growing up, that see this as just a normal part of their existence. When violence and acts like this are made normative, we become desensitized to them, we accept them. You know, prayer is good, action is better. God also gave us free will to act. And as a Christian, talking to all you Christians out there, I'm talking to everyone and anyone who will listen. But Christians, your responsibility is not to just pray. Your responsibility is to act. We have free will. God gave us free will and free choice. And in the system that we live in, part of choice and action happens to be in government. Educate yourself. Go vote. Educate yourself on gun violence and other issues that matter, and go and vote. Seriously. Make your voices heard. Act. Do something. God is not this magic Santa Claus in the sky who's going to grant your wishes like a fairy tale. There's good and evil in the world, and the world should not be the way that it is. We have power to do something about it. Do something about it. Educate yourself. Go vote. It's really critical. I know in today's system we think that it's almost irrelevant to vote. Buying into the notion that it's irrelevant and impossible just makes it more irrelevant and impossible. Be aware of when elections are. Be aware of what candidates stand for, not just their platitudes, their personality, or their party affiliation. Be aware of what's going on around you and do what you can to make a difference. Every time we experience violence, sin, evil, wickedness, that we do it ourselves, it becomes more and more normal. We become more and more callous. It becomes more and more acceptable, and it lowers our standards. Imagine the kids that are growing up today in a world where they're practicing mass shooter situations in their schools in preschool. This is an ordinary world, not just a frightening world. Imagine the example that it is setting for potential people who get bullied, teased, harassed, who may harbor particular prejudicial issues, divisive issues, to see this as a option. It's not acceptable. It's not acceptable just to pray. It's like Flint water. And many, many other things. It's not acceptable to just pray about it. You be about it in any way that you can. I'm incredibly sorrowed to hear what's happened. And you know what? That happened not very long ago at a food festival elsewhere. There's been so many that we forget them. It's not acceptable. It's not acceptable. Don't want prayer. Want action. God wants us to act. People want us to act. Our future requires us to act. There's so many things, this being one of them, that are normal, non-shocking. I saw an accident yesterday. Middle of a street, a bus hit a pair on a motorcycle. Fortunately, I didn't witness the accident. I don't do very well with that when I do. I've seen a couple. There was a crowd that gathered, and they watched, and they filmed with their cell phones. And it made me sick. Everybody was curious. What happened? What happened? What happened? Not out of curiosity for if they were okay. Would they be okay? Some sort of sick fascination. And they streamed it to who knows where. Fortunately, the people were okay. But everybody wants a story to tell. Rather than to, at minimum, pray for somebody's suffering. And good morning. Afternoon. Afternoon, yeah. Went to church, took a nap. Went to church and took a nap, so it's like second morning.
Oh, there you go.
At minimum, pray if you can't do anything and get out of the way so that the people who can do something can do something. What does this have to do with you? Why are you filming it? Why are we obsessed with violence and instead of each other? I don't know. I am very, very fortunate